Love, light, and blessings. Shamanic at Work Pieces here. Hope everyone is doing well. I'm gonna make a really fun video this week. I've actually pushed back my paranormal video for next week because it's just been a really heavy week, and that video I have all the research and everything for it, but it's so heavy, the topic, and it's very emotional for me, so I'll be in a better place to record that next week. So that video will be coming out next week, but for now I still wanted to put forward I'm trying to at least have videos at least once a week on my channel. So I thought that I would do this really fun video that I had scheduled for next week, so I pushed it up by a week and just kind of switched it out. Yes, 99.99% of my videos are pre-planned. So, and I am, for anyone who watches me on YouTube knows, I am a die-hard Rider Waite Smith person. That is my aesthetics. I love the system. I study the system on a daily basis, the symbology, the historical. I connect with it in a psychic way, a spiritual way. Like, it just gives me such great readings. It is the deck that I use on my clients, and I have many different variations to it. My goal last year was to have 12 clones that I would use on a monthly basis for professional readings. Pretty much the same deck, but in different colorations, so that I can just focus on that one deck and just go deeper with it. And that's what I've been doing. I started that last year, continuing on this year, all the good stuff. So it's been very enriching. So I have 22 Rider Waite Smith clone decks. Okay. And out of those 22, these are my favorites. Okay, it's really my top 5 favorites, and then I'm gonna show you that some people will call clone. Technically speaking, the art style is not really Pamela Coleman Smith inspired. It's kind of like its own thing, but very within the system. So those will be like my honorable mentions. Okay, so top 5 Rider Waite Smith clone decks, my working decks, my favorite decks. So I have some of them that are for collective purposes, like the all purple, the pinks, the ones that I bought from Etsy. I'm gonna link my Rider Waite Smith clone collection videos so you can see my collection of that. And then I have 2 newly acquired ones that I'm gonna give a really quick shout out to. So I went to a metaphysical store the other day, and yes, I know, and I got this one, the reflective tarot. It's like tiny. So I'm going to show you guys this real quick. These are the little backs to it, and it's like a very holographic version. It's tiny. It's really cute. I love it. I really didn't buy it with any purpose of reading anybody with this. I bought it because it's cute and it's shiny, and sometimes I just buy Rider Waite Smith decks for collection purposes. Why lie? Yeah, I might use it for like spells or something, but I don't know. But because it looks magical, but I really bought it because it's fun and I wanted it. So I do use smaller decks for traveling, but I don't know, because I'm very like rough on my cards, so I don't want to like mess it up. It just makes me happy. So anyways, so yeah, this is the backs, and it's a US Games, and you can get it on Amazon. I got it from a metaphysical store because I do like to support that. But yeah, it's really cool. And I have this other one that's a new acquisition as well. It's the A. Waite holographic tarot. So these are the 2 little quick honorable mentions, and then we'll get to the countdown. This is the back. I don't know if you guys, oh, it comes with a guidebook, sorry. And it's from the Magic Seer. So it's not a US Game ones. You can find this on Amazon. Oh my goodness. Can't we move on? I like these little cards. These are just like the cards that come with it, the extra cards. But anyway, this is the back. And it's the same thing. It's like a holographic version of the Rider Waite Smith and I just thought it was fun, so I got it for just it's fun. It comes with a tarot bag, this one too, but I'm kind of using it on a deck right now. So these are like my 2 honorable mentions because they're my newest acquisitions. I've actually used this one to read already with and shuffled it and all of that. So I do love the cardstock on this one. It's very nice and smooth. I'm on the I like thinner cardstock because I like to be able to shuffle my cards, rifle shuffle my cards, and I use them for my collection is, even though yeah I do collect some decks or whatever, they're mostly a working collection, so with some exceptions, and I do buy most of my decks for the intentions of reading them for the public and reading my clients with them. So for me to use a deck or to purchase a deck, I like to tend to go on the thinner cardstock size so I could rifle shuffle and all of that, and I need to be able to do that in a quick manner. So that's very, 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 very important for me, and I need to be able to do that. So yeah. Okay, so we're going to get into it. My top 5 with 2 honorable mentions of my Rider Waite Smith clone favorite decks to work with, and I'll explain to you why when I go through each one of them. Alright, so these 2 honorable mentions are my top 2 favorite Rider Waite Smith inspired clone decks. So not exactly a clone, but very close to the Rider Waite Smith system that technically speaking you can replace Pamela Coleman Smith deck if the art style doesn't resonate with you with these 2 decks. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why I love both of them. So this deck is one of my foundational decks. I literally dream of it. It is your Hanson Robert. So this is my first honorable mention. I've talked about it so many times. I've had so many different versions because I tend to beat and use this deck to the point of it being unshuffleable, broken, all of that, because I'm very rough on my cards. Love the cardstock, love the backs of this deck, and this on top of the Wheel of the Year, which was my soul deck, which I don't use these days like that, but I still keep in my collection. The Psychic Tarot, I'm gonna make a whole video about the foundational decks, but this is one of them that really got me to love tarot. And then I went from this to really learning to appreciate the Rider Waite Smith, which was the first deck that I've ever gotten a professional reading from, like a psychic from. When I went to do a professional reading at the age of 25 was the first time I ever seen a tarot deck, because my family is all about cartomancy, and it was the Universal Waite, and I just found the deck to be so beautiful, and I will never forget not only the reading but the deck. But anyways, before I did all of that, I got this deck. This deck actually really helped me with my aversion to the Devil card. It was the first tarot Rider Waite Smith inspired deck that actually had a regular Devil card. It helped me to understand the actual meaning of the Devil card and to work through the fears of it. I love the size of this deck. I love the card stock. It's one of the decks I worked with for so long on an exclusive basis. It was always this one, the Robin Wood, Crystal Visions, you know, my foundational Wheel of the Year. Like for a while I had a very small like working deck collection and just had that intimate relationship. I knew all the characters, had this special connection with the characters of the cards and everything of that nature. I love the coloration of this deck, the penciling, all the things. Like it's just a beautiful deck. Yes, it does lack diversity. Okay, that kind of sucks. But it's a good one for like people that maybe you have an aversion to Rider Waite Smith and you're looking for kind of like a traditional deck but maybe a different art style. I love the art style. The coloring reminds me a lot of the Universal Waite, which this artist actually was the one that penciled in and colored that deck. So it's a very like nice and muted, very 80s nostalgia. You can see it in like the hairstyles and the way that people look, and the court cards, like for instance the pentacles. Just a very nice, I love the wands suit in this, like the way the wands look. But yeah, I love the queen, I think it's the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, like that's just, you know, that's just very 80s. I don't know why, but when I look at this card, it reminds me of Cher. If we could turn back time. Anyway, so yeah, I love this deck. Like, I know it like the back of my hand. It's an OG. I always want to keep this deck. It's just, I love her. So yeah, definitely love this deck. So it's your Hanson Roberts, and you can still find it on, you know, Amazon and all the stuff. So it's a good one. And it's to this day still a working deck for me. So that's honorable mention number 1. Honorable mention number 2 is going to be the Tarot Illuminati, because this is like so Rider Waite Smith clone. Like it's literally almost the same exact deck. Okay, I love it. All right, it's beat. Like, I use this deck a lot. Like, this is a working deck. Like, it's missing, I have a backup copy because of how beat up this is, in case it's beat. It's like, my cards are bended. Like, this gets a lot of use. Okay, it is definitely a workhorse deck. It's used. Okay, it's what the purpose of it is. Like, it is, my cards take a beating because I read on a professional level, and I do a lot of readings, you know, 6 to 8 hours a day. I'm doing readings 5 times a week. Like, we read it, we using these cards. So this is the back. I love this deck. I didn't like it when I first got it. I thought it was like, ugh. And the art style grew on me, okay? It wasn't exactly my aesthetics, but it grew on me because of certain cards. I love this 10 of Cups. It does have a little, at least skin tone diversity. It is not a perfect deck, but there is some diversity. And that I love, because I'm a very traditionalist when it comes to tarot. I like more of the Renaissance type of thing. I don't know why. Like, I do work with modern decks, but they're not the ones I connect with the most. They're not really the ones that I read clients with, because I always like, you know, I just am so drawn to the Rider Waite Smith. So this one, I love that it has brown people in the court cards and everything. So there is some racial diversity. So I love that. It's not perfect, but there is like different cultural diversity and things like that. And that's important to me, you know. And it has a lot of the regular symbology and things of that nature. So I really do love this one. It's definitely one of my top 5 most used decks. To be honest, it's literally on my top 3 favorites of like working decks ever. So I love this deck so much. It is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. I'm trying to get the lighting. Like, the lighting is wonky. Like, what is going on with you? Yeah, so it's just, it's beautiful. There we go. Zoom in. Come on, focus video, focus. Okay, so yeah, so that's the Tarot Illuminati. These are the backs. This is still mass produced. I think it's a, I don't know if it's Llewellyn or Los Caribo, I don't remember, but yeah, I have a backup copy of this, still in its box and everything, because just in case this ever goes out of print, because even with mass produced decks, they can go out of print. But I mean, I have cards that are, they're beat. They are beat. Like this. Look at the strength card. Like, it's, there we go, you can see it better. See, that's my strength card. Like, it's beat. Like, they've been through stuff, okay? So it is one of my most used decks, okay? So that is the 2 new decks that I got and the 2 honorable mentions. Now we're gonna go in order, okay? 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so my top 5 clone most used Rider Waite Smith clone working decks, whether it's now in the past or recent, like the ones that I love the most. Okay, so number 5, and this is in the order of favorites, has to be my Universal. I love the backs. It's the first deck. I'm literally using it now for readings. It's the first deck that I ever got a professional reading with. Like, someone did a professional reading at the age of 25. I was going through a lot of stuff. I will always remember that reading because she literally told me, you're gonna divorce your husband. I didn't believe her, and I did. She's like, you have such a bright future ahead of you. So yes, I do believe in predictive readings. Hello. So yeah, so I love this deck so much. It is my number 5 deck, and I just love. Okay, I had to fix the lighting. The lighting was getting on my nerves. Okay, so this is your Universal Rider Waite Smith deck. Love it. And it's just beautiful. It is my favorite coloring. Like, when I got the Hanson Roberts, I discovered this one because I was trying to figure out, I didn't know there was various versions of Rider Waite Smith, so I accidentally bought a Radiance, and I guess for that reason it took me forever to connect with it, and I had an aversion to it for a while. Now I like it. It's not in my top 5, but I do like it because this is the one that I was looking for. So it's the Universal weight. I have like a one that I bought from Mary Faroon that has like no stars in the back, so it's like a collector's item. I still have it and I love it, but I don't use it to read people. I use it more for like myself or like for collection. Like I very baby that one. It's such a unique find. But this is my working one, and it has such great cardstock. Like, it's bendable. I could get a nice rifle shuffle out of it, and I love these mass-produced decks because if I mess up the deck, I could just replace it. That's why I like reading with mass-produced decks for professional readings versus indie decks, where I'm worried about messing up the deck and am I going to be able to get another copy. Doesn't mean I don't read with indie decks, but I'm just saying, like, I like mass-produced decks. So yeah, I keep it in this bag because right now it's the deck I'm reading with. And that is your Universal weight. That's number 5. Number 4 of my faves. I love the plaid backs. Don't hate me, but it's my number 4, okay? I love this one so much. Especially now because they have Pamela Coleman Smith original writing. I have a older version of this that has really great cardstock, but I don't really use it that much to read with the public. I also got it from Mary Faroon. I love it. I baby it. I only use it for personal readings. This is the one I use to read more for my professional readings. I love this one. I didn't like it before because it had a different font, but once they put like her font back, I have fallen in love. I love the gaudy colors, and oh my god, I love the Two of Cups. Oh my god, it's like one of my favorite cards. I always look at the Two of Cups when I get a deck. The High Priestess, like, there's certain cards, you know, and I just love this deck. I love it. 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 It is a great one. Like, it's just, it's wonderful. I love this deck so much, so much, so much. So and this is your plaid backs. What a great card. Knight of Pentacles, my favorite, one of my favorite cards. I always see myself in that, and I love the Ten of Pentacles. So very excited. I love working with this one. I love the back. I've learned to love the plaid bags. Like, I love the plaid bags. That's my number 4, okay? I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Every single one of my working decks always have like a selenite inside of them. I just like doing that. Keeps it all nice and fresh and clean and all of that, and protected while I'm not working with the deck. And all my working decks have the same pouches too. I have like 12 different kinds of this exact pouch. I'm one of those type of people. And then number 3, this is an indie mass-produced deck, okay? It is your Groovy weight. You guys have seen this on my channel. I love this one so much. It does stray a little bit, but I love it. This is highly used. I have a backup copy because look at this. I use this for readings. I love the cardstock. Look at it. It's not because it's bad quality. It's actually excellent cardstock, but I am very rough. I am a rifle shuffler. I use this for professional readings. Like, my cards take a beating, but I love it. Like, I love the backs of it. I love the colors of it. I love everything about this deck. Okay, it's just, it has purple people in it. Come on. It does have some racial diversity, like the Tarot Illuminati. It's another reason why I love this deck. Okay, and just the colors of it, and you know, like I said, there is some racial diversity on this one. I love the Nine of Cups. You have the whole genie going on here. I love her name. I love this card. Look at the nails. This reminds me of, like, I don't know, the 80s Smurf cartoons, and I just have a whole She-Ra energy. Like, I love She-Ra because of the coloration, Care Bears, like all the 80s cartoons kind of thing with the colors. Like, it just brings me back to the 80s. Like I said, it has racial diversity. Love this Eight of Wands here. Groovy. Yeah, so it does have some, not perfect, no body diversity, anything like that, but it does have some racial diversity, which I love. We need to see more of that, and things like that. So I love that for that. And it's just like a great reader. And the Ten of Pentacles is my favorite card. And look, hey, so I love that. Yeah. And love this card too. Oh, and I love the Three of Swords on this one. Look at this Three of Swords. I love that. And there's another one that I love. I think it's in this one. Let me see. Oh, look at the Justice card. Okay, can we just please? Yeah. There's like no cards in here that I don't like. Anyways, look at her. Yes, Temperance, doing it. Anyways, even the Devil card is fun. Look at the Devil card. It's fun. It's so fun. Look at the Tower. Okay. All right. That's enough. And the Moon. Look at the Moon card. Come on. But yeah, it's a great one. It is a great one. It is funky. It is great. I have it in this little purple bag with my selenite crystal, but I love it. I use it a lot. Okay, that's why it is number 3. Definitely a working deck. Okay, it's fun. Number 2. Okay, number 2. Sorry, the video is shaky. I don't know what is going on today. Oh, number 2 is going to be my Groovy Waite. My Groovy Waite. Look at the backs. This is also a very heavily used deck. The Universal Waite is 2. That's why that's my backup one, because my original one was so beat up that I had to actually get rid of it. Couldn't use it anymore. See, like, I have a backup copy of this too, but I use these cards. Okay, like, I am not precious with my decks at all. Like, these are working decks. These are tools of work, if you will. So getting cards chipped and all of that does not bother me whatsoever. So this is the beautiful artwork. This deck also, I have a backup because it is made by Tarot Collectibles, so is the Groovy Waite. But I love it. I love it. I love the coloration of it. Like, it's so beautiful. There is also racial diversity in this one as well. You have the Lover's card, you know, strength. So you even have some diversity. Goes Justice, racial diversity within the. This is a very, for me personally, very potent Devil card. Yeah, so it has, like, look at even the Sun Baby. Okay, Judgment. And I love when the world is a black woman, so I love it. Yeah, so it does have racial diversity, which, like, who doesn't love that? So So it does have that. It doesn't have other, you know, LGBTQ or body type, so it's not perfect by any means. But I do love that more and more people are starting to put some diversity in traditional decks, because those are the types of decks I just connect with the most, especially if we're talking about like for professional readings and things like that. So I also love this Three of Swords, but my favorite has to still be the Groovy Weights. I love this Eight of Swords. So this one is way more traditional, because the Groovy, I love this Queen of Swords. Yeah, the Groovy Weight is like, some of them are traditional, some of them aren't, but this is definitely traditional. Definitely love this one. And it is your this one's your Groovy Weight, and this is your Tripping Weight. This is called the Tripping Weight Tarot, and you can buy these at Tarot Collectibles. Again, I'm going to be linking my full collection, with the exception of those two decks that I just showed you, of my Rider Waite Smith, because I do have a lot of decks. I have like 22 of them. Okay, and drum roll please. Last but not least, my favorite Rider Waite Smith clone deck, okay, for 2021 so far, of all time, is the Pastel Rider Waite. The Pastel Rider Waite, you can get this and make playing cards, and you can tell like I've been using this one as well. I love this one. It has racial and skin tone diversity. It's very, very traditional, but it also has like pastel colored people, and yes, you know, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. The coloration, it's very traditional. It's just a very smart idea. I love the coloring of it. It's just funky and it's fun, and I'm all for it. It's a beautiful, beautiful clone of the Rider Waite Smith. I look at this 10 of Cups. Look at that. This is just gorgeousness of gorgeousness. Look at the 6 of Cups. You're so cute. 10 of Wands. Oh, look at the 3 of Cups. It's just, oh, it's a beautiful one. I mean, there's a lot of different skin tones in this deck. I love it so much. I mean, yeah, so it's a great one. Like, come on now. Like, it's fun. Look at the baby. Look at the baby sun card. So this is, oh, look at the 2 of Cups. Okay. Yeah, it's gorge. It is my all-time favorite Rider Waite Smith decks that I have now. Like, has replaced the Universal Weight now. I love it so much. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, look at the Queen of Wands. I love the Queen of Wands. I love the Queen of... Look at my Magician. So, yeah, I love it. Okay, I'm going to stop now. One more. Look at the 10 of Pentacles. Oh, my goodness. It is gorgeous. I don't know what else to say here. Look at the Empress. Like, I love her funky hair color. So, yeah, this is the Pastel Rider Waite Smith deck. I love it. It has my favorite all-time backs. It's just, it's special. It's great. I love, Rider Waite Smith is my favorite deck to read with professionally. Or any type of clone. Like, that is my aesthetics. I love seeing people's different versions of my favorite deck. I like decks that go within the system. I don't like name changes to suits or court cards. When it comes to me reading professionally, like, I'm a symbols person. I am a student of tarot. Yes, I read it in a spiritual sense as well, but I also do have a foundational knowledge of it, historical knowledge of it, all of that. That's the type of person when I like something, I nerd out on it. So yeah, so I love this, and you can get this to make playing cards. So for all my Rider Waite Smith enthusiasts, you can get decks that have more, at least racial diversity, that are very, very traditional. Most books on learning tarot are based on this deck. So this is why I love this whole, like, just little changes like this make such a difference for people, because maybe they can connect with this deck a little more. So yeah, like I said, there goes my 9 of Pentacles, lady. So yeah, it's very traditional, but it has like different skin tones and the coloration and stuff. It just gives it a whole different energy. Great card stock, my all-time favorites. If I had to choose just one deck to work with, it would be this one. But I love all of them. So these are my top 5 with 2 honorable mentions. My most used Rider Waite inspired or Rider Waite Smith decks. Okay, so yeah, so much love, much light, much blessings. It was hard to come up with this, which ones I was gonna pick, because I have 22 different types, so it's like hard. Okay, if you count the 2 clones, that's 24 different types, but they're not actually in her art style, so we're just gonna say 22. That's a lot of decks to choose from. So these are my top 5 out of all of those. So hopefully you enjoy this video. Please like, please subscribe, please comment below. It's very importante for me. I have some really fun announcements that I'm going to be making at the end of this month in my live stream. Okay, we're going to have live stream, but I'm also going to make some really important announcements. Also, attention, attention, attention. You know what, I'm gonna make a separate video for it. Forget it, I'm gonna make a separate video for it. But please like, please subscribe, please comment below. Let's raise the algorithm on YouTube so more people find Shamanic Iraq Priestess. Comment, like, comment. Let's make my channel grow in views and membership. Let's build the community, guys. If you want to work with me on a one-on-one basis, shamanicatwhitepriestess.com. I live for the comments. Let me know if you hate Rider Waite Smith, if you love Rider Waite Smith, if you're a thought person. Like, let's have a discussion. But I am obsessed with Rider Waite Smith, Pamela Coleman Smith, anything to do with that deck. It's my favorite. It is my favorite deck. I cannot get enough of all the different versions of it. Okay, it doesn't even matter if I use it. I'm still gonna buy it. All right, guys, much love, much light, much blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.